or seas.
What you are about to see are real moments, captured just before disaster struck at sea. From unimaginable collisions to out-of-control ships and even narrow escapes from death. Today, let's look back at footage that will make you unable to believe your eyes. Let's begin. Witness this. That tiny boat is relentlessly battling the ocean's fury, each wave threatening to swallow it whole, truly haunting. This is the ocean at its most brutal. Never, ever dare to underestimate it. A case demanding the most urgent attention right now. On March 6, 2025, a fierce blaze erupting from the electric vehicle compartment sealed the fate of the car carrier, Morning Midas. After months of tireless and unsuccessful efforts, this colossal vessel, along with thousands of vehicles on board, found its permanent resting place at the bottom of the sea on June 24, 2025. A vessel, drifting helplessly and out of control, collides with a bridge. In mere moments, it's reduced to a heap of twisted scrap metal. In this maritime standoff, both sides are filming, each convinced the fault lies entirely with the other.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Trzymaj się!
Look at that tiny boat out there. Are they losing their minds from fear, despair, or perhaps all three at once? Absolutely terrifying. Norwegian local captured the horrifying moment a cement carrier slammed directly into nearby moored yachts due to equipment malfunction on board. The damage is estimated to be in the millions of dollars. Massive waves crash against the porthole, and can you hear that the joyful laughter proves these tourists are having an incredibly unique and
wave.
unforgettable experience at sea?
Was that scary?
The glass broke there. Oh no. Oh no, those guys. Oh my. Big kick up.
Don't look away. The next scene is even more intense. Hit subscribe now so you don't miss any more showdowns with the sea. Are you ready to feel the raw power of the Atlantic? This is a journey not for the faint of heart.
We just hit an iceberg. We just hit an iceberg. Oh my gosh.
This ship, post-accident, is slowly succumbing to the ocean's chaos. Only from a helicopter can we truly grasp the severity of the situation. It seems this cruise ship isn't performing quite as designed. Things are looking pretty grim. Oh my god, what a chaotic scene unfolds before us.
Alguien va a decir, mira que quiso ganar algo.
The Seagull vessel suddenly took a severe list while unloading cargo at Iskender port. Turkey. As a result, 24 containers plunged into the sea, though, fortunately, all crew members were safe. From a sailor's perspective, 6-meter waves are transforming the deck into an absolute scene of chaos.
Shit.
Each wave crashing against the window, then receding, serves as a stark reminder of humanity's insignificance against the ocean's wild dance. It's absolutely dizzying to watch this. 1 second of carelessness could mean the end. The ocean's power is truly terrifying.
Awesome!
Ship tossed by a raging sea, wind howls, waves slam, and the deck spirals into chaos as if it's about to break apart. And this is only the beginning. Then things spiral further out of control. Tensions erupt in the Senkaku waters as a Japanese patrol slams into a Chinese vessel, a collision that shakes both the sea and international politics. What would you do in this moment? A man is stepping onto a boat when suddenly a shark lunges at him. A split. second between life and death. Luckily, he makes it out alive.
Get him! Get him!
Tiger shark!
Next comes an unbelievable sight. In Nazaré, a fearless man dives in and rides a monstrous wave, leaving viewers holding their breath in sheer disbelief. An accident leaves the ship tilting hard to one side, tossed helplessly by massive waves. Fast and modern as it is, the vessel is no match for the ocean's fury. This footage captures a small fishing boat struggling in rough seas. Relentless waves crash over and over, yet the fishermen hold on, clinging to the ocean and to the hope of making it back to shore. Let's watch a tense moment. A small boat loses control, speeding forward and slamming into the side of a large anchored ship, just inches away from flipping over. In the next shot, a sudden tsunami crashes ashore. Fishermen scramble in panic. Abandoning their boats and gear, nature strikes without warning and with brutal force. Guess what's happening here, Sea Shepherd? The Marine Conservation Group is intervening to stop a whaling ship trapped between two massive vessels, but they refuse to back down.
Drastic actions immediately. Keep away from missing body. This is Japan Coast Guard officer on board missing body.
Unbelievable! A fishing boat is pierced by ice. Water rushes in, and the vessel tilts and sinks fast, as if swallowed whole. Another stunning shot shows a shark big enough to swallow a person in a single bite. Things take a turn for the worse when off the coast of Peru, a sudden tsunami crashes in. Dozens of boats are flipped, smashed into each other, and torn apart, leaving a trail of chaos and wreckage across the water. No one escapes nature's fury. In Greece, a massive landslide hits Navajo Beach, sending tourists running in panic. Luckily, no one was hurt. In this alarming scene, the ship is being swallowed by storm, rain, and towering waves. Each surge hits like a hammer from the heavens. The next scene is absolutely breathtaking. Out at sea, a killer whale is chasing a small fishing boat. The crew panics, but thankfully, no one is hurt. In a sudden incident off the coast of the UK, a container ship crashes into an oil tanker. Flames erupt, thick black smoke billows, but luckily, the entire crew is rescued. And this is when everything spins out of control. Brace yourself for the full fury of the ocean. No one could have predicted what comes next. Listen closely. Metal screeches against metal like thunder echoing through the deep. Imagine yourself in this moment. The sea roars, waves rise to swallow everything. Yet the crew seems oddly thrilled by the chaos around them.
Let's go.
The gun just got fucked up.
Turn off the window while break down.
The ocean is beautiful, but ruthless. Just one wave can sweep away everything boats, people, and hope. If these life or death moments leave you breathless, follow the channel now so you don't miss the next storm. Each new incident adds to the relentless pace, showing how quickly situations can escalate at sea, from storms to collisions. Every moment tests skill, courage and decision-making together. They prove that the ocean's power is never to be underestimated. Just 1 second, and the entire ship vanished beneath the sea. Terrifying sinkings, deadly collisions, and life or death moments in the heart of raging waves awaiting ahead. Today, join me as we relive all those chilling moments captured on camera. Let's dive in. A giant wave slammed straight into the cruise ship's glass windows. Far offshore, the small boat struggles against waves nearly 10 meters high. Each time a wave crashes in, the hull lurches upward and then slams down hard, with the sound of groaning metal blending into the howling sea wind. In the next scene, a ship carrying 12,000 tons of cargo is struggling in the open sea amid a Category 10 storm. Violent gusts of wind, relentless waves crashing in, water flooding the deck, and the hull shaking uncontrollably. Everything feels on the verge of breaking apart in total chaos. An oil tanker is struggling to move through a violent storm. Massive waves crash repeatedly against its side, and powerful winds slam the ship, tilting it with every gust. Every meter forward is a battle against the fury of nature. But this isn't even the worst part. The crew on board is filming the raging sea as towering waves threaten to swallow the tiny ship whole. The camera shakes with each violent impact, a raw, unfiltered moment in the heart of the storm. This video captures the moment a ship battles massive waves in the open sea. Rocking violently from side to side, it's unclear how much longer it can hold on. In Alabama, the Carnival Triumph lost control during a storm and crashed into another ship. The incident injured 2 workers, and one was found dead after being missing for 9 days.
Don't fight on Carnival.
A terrifying scene as a massive barge slams into a bridge, causing it to collapse. Fortunately, no vehicles were crossing at the time. In January 2021, the MV Arvin broke in half due to rough seas in the Black Sea, leaving several people dead. The wreck sank to the bottom in deep waters. The sea shows no mercy to anything. What's happening here? 2 cargo ships from Vietnam and Turkey collided head-on in the Singapore Strait. Fortunately, there were no casualties, but the material damage was unimaginable. A Mexican Navy ship crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge, snapping its mast, which came crashing down onto the deck. Several sailors were injured, and the hull suffered severe damage. In this alarming footage, the Stella Banner slowly disappears off the coast of Brazil. Though it was a controlled sinking, the moment this massive ship is swallowed by the sea still sends chills down your spine. The deep ocean has a way of making everything vanish as if it never existed. Next is a sudden sinking at the port of Chittagong, Bangladesh. A supply ship capsized without warning, and the crew shouted as they jumped off the deck into the churning waves. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but the ship was lost forever. In a life or death moment, the yacht Adelina suffered a broken rudder and began flooding uncontrollably. Everyone on board was rescued just minutes before the vessel sank completely.
Oj, vad hon försvann.
What's happening next? Lulu, the floating concert ship, is slowly sinking while the band continues to play. All the surrounding boats can do is stand by in silence and watch. Next is a barge in Ecuador that suddenly capsized in the middle of the river. Fortunately, everyone managed to jump clear just before it flipped over completely. Take a look. This is the Lady Luck, a name that feels like destiny. It sank in an oddly perfect way upright. No rolling, no tilting. Everyone watching seemed oddly delighted. A tragic incident unfolded when, in a horrifying moment, the boat suddenly capsized in the middle of the river while it was still full of people who hadn't made it out in time. An illegal fishing boat, chased by authorities, deliberately sank itself to destroy the evidence. Rescue teams managed to save 40 people just before the vessel went down. This is definitely a memory they'll never forget. Never underestimate the power of the sea. The ships have sunk, the lives are gone, and all that remain. June 22nd, 2025. The piercing scream of a Tomahawk missile tears through the skies over the Middle East. This is the most intense and gripping event happening right now. This isn't a simulation. This is real war. The US has just launched Operation Midnight Hammer, a surgical strike targeting 3 of Iran's nuclear facilities. President Trump called it a tremendous success. Wait, but Iran is threatening retaliation and may shut down the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most critical shipping routes. But you don't need a war to see how dangerous it gets. Sometimes, a single wave, or what feels like a harmless collision, can drag the whole world beneath the sea. A cargo ship slammed straight into the bridge. Without a hint of hesitation, all that's left is smoke, screeching metal, and one big question: who gave this captain a license? Oh man! In this shocking incident, the cruise ship, Excellent, lost control and slammed into a port crane, causing it to collapse and burst into flames. 420 passengers narrowly escaped, but thick smoke and fire engulfed the dock. It looked like the end of the world. Here, a cargo barge snapped in half after colliding with a dredging machine. It's the kind of incident that sends chills down your spine. A sudden gust threw two racing boats off course, causing a brutal collision, shattered hulls, and torn sails. But against all odds, they got back in the race. That's the spirit of never giving up. Even in the middle of the ocean. Pretty amazing, right?
Of the bottom end of the line at the moment with 19 seconds to go.
Push these guys. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Fake roll. That doesn't exist.
Pull forward, Dick. Dick, pull forward. Pull forward. Go for the mark. Go for the mark. Mark. Oh, Peter. Oh. Trim your sheets. Good. Pull out.
Watch as these small boats struggle in rough waves, tossing wildly as they try to make it to shore. They could flip at any second, right in front of everyone. I really hope they're wearing life jackets.
We need to help them, bro.
He barely finished the turn and was probably feeling proud, when he suddenly got launched right off the boat.
No! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Be in anyone's top three before.
Oh,
this.
oh no! We do have a boat over on the course.
Get ready for a tense moment. Carnival legend and carnival glory collide head-on as one attempts to dock, producing a bone-chilling sound as the bow tears straight through the other ship's side. Absolutely terrifying. Cameras captured the moment the MSC Harmonia slowly ploughed into the port in Honduras, tearing it apart piece by piece. Witnesses couldn't believe their eyes. Oh my god. Next up, the Carnival Triumph. Under repair at the time. Slammed into a U. ship. The impact ripped a 20-foot gash along the hull. A tough lesson for every young captain out there. The ocean's fury will send chills down your spine.
It's blocking out the horizon. That's a big one. That's 14 meters.
When looking at it.
This scene leaves viewers holding their breath. In the middle of a raging sea, a tiny supply ship is tossed around by massive waves, each one looking like it's about to swallow it whole. Amid the crashing waves, fishermen struggle to steady their violently rocking boat, clinging to ropes for balance. They're already wearing life jackets, bracing for the worst, which could strike at any moment. From inside the cabin, a crew member captures the terrifying scene. A ship violently swaying in the grip of a raging storm. Lightning tears across the night sky again and again. And with every flash, hearts skip a beat in fear. Amid the fury of Typhoon Chaba on July 2nd, 2022, a construction vessel was torn in half and sank within moments. Out of 30 crew members, only 3 were found alive. A truly heartbreaking tragedy. This video shows you just how quickly everything can spiral into chaos when the ocean decides to speak. Absolutely terrifying. A small fishing boat is out at sea, battling wave after wave. I truly hope it makes it back safely. You're watching a furious shark slam straight into the steel cage. This up close, raw footage. Does it take your breath away? All that's left is the howling wind, a trembling hull, and water rising like it's ready to drown every last hope. If you ever thought the ocean was a place to relax, think again. Heart of the storm chaos all around, as a small boat struggles desperately against nature's fury, with no telling how much longer it can hold on.
Line snapping, sails pulling out. Yeah, I was.
When the ocean is angry, the waves seem hell-bent on swallowing anything that dares appear on the surface. It's terrifying. In this shot, a small boat sets out to sea, but the first crashing waves are a clear warning the ocean isn't in a friendly mood today. Each wave lunges at the tiny boat like it's prey. If you were standing on that deck right now, would you be shivering too? And this is nature's brutal reminder: never underestimate the sea. One powerful wave flipped the boat in an instant. Let's hope that man makes it back alive. Now we shift to a human mistake. The captain misjudged the clearance, and the ship got wedged tight under the bridge. One moment of carelessness, and the consequences were instant. When the fuel ran out just as a storm was closing in, the boat sent out a desperate distress call. Rescue teams made it in time, but they were still far from shore. All I can do is hope they made it back alive.
Hey, tolong. Hey! Woo! Woo! Bersolar, oi! Woo! Hey! Botol! Asian Venture.
Watching this scene, you can't help but be shocked and impressed by this athlete's sheer grit and courage. The savage waves below look like death itself, waiting for one wrong move. A massive ship is rocking hard. Waves are so powerful they've tilted it to one side, and water is flooding the deck like danger pouring in. The crew must be in full-blown panic right now. But not everyone is afraid. Some tourists actually seem thrilled by the massive waves. Still, remember, excitement like that can turn into disaster in the blink of an eye. Fortunately, in this case, a cargo ship that had been swept onto the rocky shore was successfully rescued. The crew was airlifted to safety by helicopter, a sigh of relief ending. Cameras captured the moment a powerful storm dragged this boat straight into the heart of its vortex. A clear reminder, never head out to sea without checking the weather, because not everyone gets lucky. A wild sight, fierce waterspouts rising out of the open sea like silent monsters on the hunt. The scene is truly chilling.
Steph, get in the video. Get in the video. We got a water spout. That's a big one.
There's no denying it. Humans are tiny compared to the ocean. One small mistake can cost a life. Even launching a boat isn't easy, just a slight miscalculation. And the consequences can be disastrous. This footage is truly heart-stopping, and it's amazing how these boats manage to stay balanced at all. Oh man, who on earth is steering this ship? That move was so bad. All you can do is put your head in your hands. And here comes the terrifying aftermath. A runaway ferry slams straight into the bridge. The impact echoes like an explosion of steel, turning the vessel into a mangled mess. Next up, another chaotic collision, this time on the Chao Phraya River. Right in the heart of Bangkok, in Indonesia, a ferry carrying 2 trucks across a river suddenly lost balance. Both heavy trucks slid off the deck and plunged into the water. A hard lesson for the young driver, one wrong turn of the wheel led to some serious damage.
Let's back up. Look at it coming. Oh no. Here it comes.
Look at that, massive waves are tossing the boat around like a toy. The people on board look like they're riding a deadly seesaw. At the port of Tuapse on the Black Sea, a cargo ship suddenly surged forward while docked, crashing straight into another vessel. Both hulls were severely damaged. Was it a technical failure? Or just a moment of carelessness? And this is what happens when a careless decision is made loading a truck onto a riverboat without checking the balance. The price for that mistake is playing out right before our eyes. This massive ship plows into another vessel on the river, completely out of control. The crew had no time to react.
Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Ganjal! Ganjal to! To ganjal! To! Bajingan ah.
Aha vuracak. Aha vurdu.
Of 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 of. Of of of.
Next is an unbelievable situation. It's as if the captain forgot how to brake. The ship just keeps charging forward with no sign of slowing down.
Awas itu!
In this troubling footage, a barge loaded with coal, despite being helmed by a seasoned captain, loses control and crashes into another cargo ship. It's a silent warning that danger is always just beneath the surface. The next footage captures two serious collisions between a tugboat pushing barges and the old Highway 80 bridge in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Cars on the bridge panicked and quickly turned around to escape. Another ship crashed into a bridge over just a few inches of clearance. It's yet another reminder that the line between safety and disaster is incredibly thin. And here's a classic facepalm docking fail. The ship ended up stuck on the shore instead of next to the dock. A costly lesson for any captain. first clip shows a barge at anchor, getting slammed by another barge that's completely out of control. It's terrifying how just 1 second of inattention can lead to a disaster like this. Still in the river port area, a cargo ship suddenly tilted and sank, triggering a chain reaction that caused multiple nearby vessels to collide. The scene turned into chaos in an instant. It's hard to explain why this fishing boat suddenly changed course, causing both vessels to collide. The crash happened right in front of the camera. Completely unavoidable. A sudden incident unfolded at the confluence of 2 major Amazon River branches. 2 ferries packed with vehicles and passengers collided violently, sending people into a panic. Traffic came to a standstill. A luxury sailboat drifted too close to shore and ran aground, eventually tipping onto its side. Fortunately, rescue teams stepped in just in time and managed to right the vessel, avoiding a full-on daytime sinking. Now let me show you how people in Bangladesh hop on boats. It looks pretty fun, but also seriously risky. Would you dare try it? A ferry at the port of Sorrento suffered a throttle malfunction, crashing straight into a row of docked yachts. The impact was so loud, it echoed through the entire coastal neighborhood.
What the fuck?
And here's a heart-stopping situation. A flimsy, homemade wooden ferry, packed with people and a heavy truck. Every creak tightens the nerves. Just a slight tilt, and everything could flip over. Towering waves are a terrifying enemy. A chemical tanker is caught between surges over 10 meters high. The scene is so intense, few would dare to face it. This is when the ocean shows no mercy. Gigantic waves crash again and again, threatening to swallow the ship whole. The footage was recorded right from the deck if it were you. Wouldn't you be scared?
I hope that boat survives.
We're about to wreck, literally.
Faced with this situation, the man could only scream as the barge convoy slammed into his vessel. The damage was severe. But what upset him most? No one took responsibility.
Holy sh**. Look at this. Bro.
Ha toccato.
Shifting to bridge-related collisions, the cargo ship Allen slammed straight into the Noord-Kasteel Bug Bridge in Belgium. The bridge had to be shut down for over 10 days. A costly price for poor control and oversight. When nature unleashes its fury, nothing can stand in its way. Watch these crazy waves crashing on Tahini's shore. It's like the ocean itself is rising up. And it's not just offshore disaster strikes on land too. At Navajo Beach, a sudden landslide crashes down without warning.
God.
Tourists flee in panic and chaos.
Oh my God.
In this clip, massive waves slam into a cruise ship's glass windows, sending water pouring into the cabin. The interior was completely destroyed. Finally, a stunning yet dangerous scene. A ferry caught in a fierce storm, and relentless lightning strikes as it crosses the Baltic Sea. A truly terrifying light happens next. A boat charges straight at a fishing vessel like no one's even steering it.
Hey! Hey! Pick up in that bag. Oi! 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 Oi!
This is what happens when a highly anticipated launch turns into a disaster in a matter of seconds. Does this shot make your head spin? The ocean doesn't welcome the faint of heart. coming up a cargo ship that couldn't break in time barrels straight into a cruise liner. Tension so thick, you could cut it with a knife. Let's hope everyone made it out safe. Looks like the ship's braking system just gave up on them.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! Oh, no way! Beauty! I hope nobody was in there. Wow.
Oh! SSG'ye vurdu. SSG'ye vurdu. SSG'ler gidiyor. Lan hop! Lan seni kaptan yapanım bu limana. Hop! Allah! SSG düştü. Eyvah eyvah eyvah!
Waves taller than the ship itself, but it keeps pushing forward. Hard to believe some vessels have survived the impossible. Next, a heart-stopping moment. A massive ship crashes into the water just inches from a smaller boat. Everyone holds their breath. Thankfully, no serious damage.
Did he? Yeah. Oh yeah, he did.
Chaos at the dock. A massive ship plows ahead, smashing into smaller boats like it's clearing the water of obstacles. In this chilling shot, a massive water spout forms right in front of the ship's bow. It looks like an angry sea monster rising from the depth.
Mamá, engancha al francés. Cuida esto. Nos hemos salvado de milagro.
Oh my goodness.
Wow. It does look like it's getting close. It's kind of fucking silent. That's all it's right through.
Video.
That is so cool.
That is so cool! What the hell? Oh my god! That's so cool! Oh my god! No, we're not going close. Oh! Getting out of here. It's just formed right now. That is so crazy. Let's go.
Yes!
That one is now.
Oh my God!
Raging currents toss the boat back and forth. It's struggling hard and dangerously close to being swallowed whole. That was dangerously close for that man.
I should have done it.
This is what happens when a ship that's too tall tries to squeeze under a bridge. The impact was so violent, it snapped the entire bridge in two. A major collision off the northern coast of the UK. An oil tanker slams into a container ship, triggering a massive blaze. Firefighting boats rush in amidst the chaos. Looks like someone was a little too confident, and it ended in a costly crash. It just wouldn't stop. This ship rammed another that was peacefully docked, a cold, terrifying impact.
Твою мать, блядь.
In a shocking twist, a ship crashes straight into a parked car near the shore. Luckily, no one was inside. The next incident, a small boat loses control, causing a chaotic collision. This video captures the moment a ship slowly sinks into the sea. Thankfully, everyone made it out safely. A tense moment, the ship tries to regain balance after smashing into a bridge. That must have scared the life out of the passengers on board. Look at this, seawater mixed with battery acid triggered an explosive fire in the middle of the ocean. Absolutely horrifying, and all that's left is scorched metal floating aimlessly. This footage shows you the raw power of a furious sea.
Wow! Grande! Grande! Wow! Mamma mia! The wind is coming from
In this situation, a cargo ship crashes straight into a massive iceberg. My God. It's not every day you see a ship sink in real life, and surprisingly, the crowd seems oddly fascinated watching it happen. Far offshore, a tiny boat battles against towering waves, nearly 10 meters high. Each crashing swell lifts the hull skyward, only to slam it down with brutal force. The groan of straining metal mixes with the howling wind as the ocean unleashes its fury. A cargo ship carrying 12,000 tons is struggling in the open sea as a Category 10 storm rages on. Fierce winds lash the vessel, waves pound relentlessly, water crashes over the deck, and the hull shakes violently. Everything feels like it's on the brink of chaos. A fishing boat faces massive waves, a terrifying reminder of just how fearsome the open sea can be.
Anjay, kelem. Badai. Transfer solar. Oi!
The massive storm caused severe damage to the dock, and the safety nets were torn apart. The aircraft carrier is now out of operation. The crew on board is filming the raging sea as waves rise like monsters, ready to swallow the tiny vessel hull. The camera shakes with each violent hit, a raw, unfiltered moment from the heart of the storm. By morning, the storm hadn't weakened, if anything. The winds were fiercer, the waves more violent. The ship kept fighting, holding on against nature's relentless assault.
Yes! Yeah!
In another area, a small boat is being tossed around by massive waves. The person on board captures the terrifying scene waves slam against the sides again and again, rocking the boat violently, as if it could capsize at any moment. A supply ship, en route offshore, runs straight into a massive storm. Fierce winds whip across the deck as towering waves crash again and again.
Bien cassé. Là, il est coupé en deux. Là.
Oh non.
A Spanish cargo ship was split in two by massive waves just off the coast. The extreme weather is making rescue efforts incredibly difficult. With powerful winds and limited visibility, every passing second is a race against death. A massive wave rises like a sea monster, charging straight toward the tiny boat. It wants to swallow everything, the vessel, the crew into the depths of the ocean. This is the brutal force of the ocean, unleashing its fury on a cargo ship out at sea. The vessel shakes violently in the storm, looking as if it's moments away from going under. Thankfully, rescue teams reached the scene just in time and evacuated the entire crew safely. Even as 20-meter waves slam into the warship, shattering windows, everyone on board seems oddly thrilled filming the moment, in awe of the ocean's raw, unstoppable power. A breathless moment, but also absolutely thrilling. Did you hear that crashing glass? That's when a passenger ferry was suddenly hit by a massive wave offshore. The passengers looked visibly shaken, clearly terrified by the unexpected encounter. A fishing boat was heading into rough seas with strong winds when its engine suddenly failed. The vessel drifted helplessly through heavy waves, unable to steer. The crew was forced to send out a distress signal, waiting for rescue from shore. Fortunately, both ships made it back safely. Just watching the footage is enough to take your breath away. The power of those waves is unreal, right? And nature isn't always to blame. Some disasters begin with just a single small mistake. A cargo ship slammed into a moving ferry, tearing a massive hole in the side of an oil tanker. Thick, crude oil spilled out, spreading across the water and along nearby beaches. How could such a serious accident even happen? Turns out, someone on board was too distracted by a phone call to notice another vessel anchored right in front of them. Unbelievable. A Portugal-flagged container ship collided with an anchored oil tanker offshore. The crash left both vessels severely damaged and engulfed in flames. Beyond repair, fortunately, no one was injured in this serious incident. What were the two captains thinking in the video? Two massive cargo ships, each weighing over 12,000 tons, head straight toward each other, like neither one's willing to give way. And then, a fiery collision right in the middle of the river. Luckily, no one was hurt, but both sides definitely have some serious explaining to do.
Kissing it.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Venice, the MSC Opera cruise ship suddenly veered straight into the port after a technical failure caused the controls to become unresponsive. In a moment of chaos, the massive vessel closed in and crushed into the much smaller River Countess, a piercing crunch echoing through the air, mixed with the screams of panicked tourists. On February 24, 2020, the Stella Banner struck a reef, causing severe damage to its starboard hull. The crew was evacuated immediately, and thousands of tons of oil and iron ore were offloaded. After assessing the damage, authorities determined the vessel was beyond recovery and made the decision to scuttle it. Sometimes, accidents happen even before a ship leaves the port. In April 2014, a 60-metre-long container vessel suddenly drifted off course and ended up right in the middle of a university soccer field. The Sri Lankan Navy raced to prevent an environmental disaster after a Singapore-flagged cargo ship caught fire near the port of Colombo. 8 containers carrying plastic pellets and burning oil fell into the sea, causing severe pollution on the beaches of Negombo, just outside the capital. A Russian oil tanker was torn in half by massive waves during a storm in the Kerch Strait. 1 crew member was killed. While the others were evacuated, thousands of tons of oil spilled into the sea, posing a serious environmental threat. The ocean is also home to some of the most intense chases ever seen. On August 15, 2012, tensions flared in disputed waters when a Chinese fishing boat carrying 14 activists entered an area near Hong Kong. Japan quickly deployed 2 patrol vessels to intercept. After a brief pursuit, the Japanese Coast Guard seized the boat and detained everyone on board. The ocean, both a source of life and one of the greatest challenges humanity has ever faced. Out here, a single mistake can cost you everything, even your life. If you want to see more life or death moments from the heart of the raging sea, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss what's coming next.